It's time to go balls deep.
The EA Sports College Football Headquarters podcast. All right. It is Anthony Scafacci. It is Alan Gigax. It is another episode of Balls Deep. And we are here. We're going to kick it off once again with our brand new segment called Just the Tip, right? It's how we get these, get things started. You gotta fool around a little bit, maybe rub the mushroom head on it. And we're going to see what happens. So, Alan, what is the tip today?
Well, it doesn't always have to be football related. Sometimes it's just shit that you need to know, and you motherfuckers need to know this. So, Anthony, we've been friends forever. What did I do for a living before I went to the post office?
You used to work at Southern Wine and Spirits.
Oh, yeah, before that.
You used to deliver pizza.
There you go. Yeah, and dude, I will tell you, as a mailman, you motherfuckers need to put your address on your goddamn house, and you need to put it where we can see it.
Yeah,
it is so fucking annoying, and that goes back not just for the mailman, but for the pizza guy, for the DoorDash.
Yeah,
get your shit together.
All right, and that is today's Just the Tip. Who's it brought to you by?
Right. It's sponsored.
Yeah, who's our sponsor for that?
By Squirters Juice Bar. Get your face in the place.
All right. I love it. Okay, so today on Balls Deep, we have a special guest. We have Jacob Crowe from the EA Sports College Football Headquarters page. Jacob, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are doing fine. So Jacob, he has been on our page for quite some time. Me and him have kind of become, at least friends through Facebook, through Messenger. We talk a lot. And Jacob, early on, when right before the game came out, when our page was fucking blowing up, like 1,000 people a day were joining, Jacob offered to buy someone a copy of the game that couldn't afford it. And so, Jacob, tell me about that.
Yeah, man. Like, there's times, growing up, things get hard. Mom and dad might not have the money for the game. And I remember thinking back to those days, like I bet there's somebody in this group that would love the game. I was in a little bit of the position to be able to, buy an extra copy. And, I wanted to do somewhat of a giveaway, make sure the right person got a hold of the game. And the winner of my giveaway ended up being a guy in the group named Brian Trinkle. So, Brian, I appreciate you liking the status, sharing the status, commenting on, on why you should be able to get the game. And I'm glad I was able to do it for you.
So are you and Brian, do you guys still talk now?
He messages me every once in a while. He, I believe he was a youth pastor on his church. So wow. I believe he was actually going to donate the copy that I bought for him to the church. That way, other churchgoers and kids could play it as well. So
they should probably have set up a tournament in the church and then, put that shit on the headquarters. Dude, that would have been good.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome,
with that, I actually had a member, Chad St. Patrick, made a comment on my status offering to buy a copy as well.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, a couple weeks before the game actually came out, he messaged me asking where he could send the money. Ended up sending me $70 of his own money, and I directly got it to my account, and I ended up buying an Xbox version alongside my PS5 version for Brian. We ended up getting that to that winner. Unfortunately, that winner did not want to be mentioned, so I told him I would not mention it in the podcast, his name. But I will say he sent me a screenshot, and he is currently around 6,000 global in the rankings. So
wow,
yeah. Dude, so I'm sure he made somebody happy with that game too.
Well,
so I appreciate you, Chad.
Yeah, I hope that whoever got a copy of the game, that they're at least on season 4 by now, and they're getting some 4-star guys, because otherwise it's kind of not to say it's kind of a waste, because I think what you did is pretty amazing. We actually referenced it, I think, in maybe our first or second episode. Mm-hmm. It was I didn't name you at the time because I didn't know if you were going to be comfortable with that or anything like that. And since we had gotten to know each other a little bit better, to me it was such a cool gesture from someone in our group, and it made me feel really good about our group, which is probably one of the really good things that came from it.
Yeah, because every other time that it's come up, it's been a fucking Nigerian.
Yeah.
Saying, "Oh, my kid just died and I can't look at his PlayStation anymore."
Yeah, I half
Need
expected Jacob
game.
to be from Nigeria. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, you never know nowadays.
So,
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff. Yeah,
So-
thanks, man. That's such a cool thing to do. And then you wound up getting something out of the page as well because we did that team builder contest. And Anthony, talk about how that got set up.
so we had come up with an idea, and by we I mean me, of coming up with a contest for the page to do something with the team builder. Now, this is when team builder had just come out, and it was kind of a shit show. And Jacob here, though, apparently had a lot of time on his hands. He was able to figure that shit out, right? And so once the contest got announced, my messenger was fucking blowing up. And Jacob, I'm not even gonna lie, I think the first day he sent me about 8 entries into the contest. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
Sounds
this
about
guy's
right.
gone nuts.
Yeah.
And I think in the end, I forget exactly how many entries we had.
About a dozen, I think.
No, it was like 18
20?
or 19.
Yeah, okay.
And I think Jacob had almost half, which was fine. The rules, didn't state you could only enter once. And so, over the course of, I think, 6 weeks, there was a lot of voting and things like that came up. And Jacob's, was it the Perriman Panthers?
Yeah. What was your winning entry?
It was almost the easiest one that I made, to be honest, besides a couple of high school ones that I did from here in town. It was the Permian Panthers.
Yeah, Permian
from Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, that one was dope. And I know it's funny because there was people on the page giving him a lot of shit because of Booby Miles' fucking sneakers. And I was like, who gives a fuck? What if that option's not even available? But yeah, there was people, because I don't know, he had like Under Armour sneakers on. They're like, oh, he only wears Nike. I was like,
yeah,
fucking cocksuckers. So
hey, so what were some of the team builders? Like you said yourself, like the Permian Panthers are kind of plain, they're not real flashy. Some of the other teams on the team builder were fucking amazing visually.
Yeah.
Who were some of the other teams that you made? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Did you make that Aztec team?
No, that was another guy.
Okay. I did not make the Aztec team, but I did make so my buddy that I used to work with down on beach service down in Florida, Chase. Shout out to Chase. I know you're in here.
Right.
He actually plays down in the I think it's the LFA, the Mexican Football League down in
Association.
Yeah, I wish I got tickets to that.
Yeah.
But no, man, he plays down for the LFA. I believe it's the Mexican Football League down in it's like San Juarez, Mexico. But
that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
He actually got me a hold of the team manager for his team, and they actually messaged me on Instagram asking, if I can share the information on how their players, and actually a couple of their players shouted me out on their Instagram stories and added me on through Instagram. But I was able to make that team for them. That's pretty spot on as I think I could have got it. But their team manager ended up getting a hold of me and getting it onto their Facebook page for others to download in Spanish. So I thought
that's awesome.
That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, well done. You're like part of the community.
He is, dude. This guy is the community.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's holding up that end of it for us. The good. He's doing the good deeds.
All right, so let's get back then to the team builder contest.
Yeah.
So Jacob, what happened when you won? What'd you get?
Man, I wish you guys could see it, but I want to say his name, Tyson Matthias.
Matthias.
Yeah, Matthias. Okay, so shout out Tyson. Man, incredible work, dude.
What I got was Jacob on Zoom here, and we can actually see the controller. And I'm going to go ahead and describe it. So what Tyson does is he makes these custom controllers with your team logos on them. And on the left side of his Xbox controller is the Louisville Cardinal. On the right is the fancy L that they make, and then on the back side is an O with a
high school.
Oh wait, what's on? Is there something on the trigger too?
No, they're just actually metallic.
Just the color. They're in Louisville Cardinal color. All right, and then on the back side of the controller is an O with a trident. What is that?
That is my high school logo from back from 2009 to 2012.
Dude,
so Tyson, my Red Devils.
That's awesome. What? I'm sorry, I talked over. What was the school?
Owensboro High School, Owensboro, Kentucky. Owensboro Red Devils.
Yeah.
So that's where
So that was
that's where
also
the
one
pitch
of the
fork.
teams you made, I think, right? Then there was
Yes,
like
sir.
Owensboro Catholic School, I think, another
Yep.
one.
So here in town, I live in Owensboro, Kentucky, about a town of 65,000 people, fourth biggest in Kentucky. We do have four high schools. So I made my alma mater, Owensboro Red Devils. I made the Owensboro Catholic Aces, which are the private school in town. And then I have the Davis County Panthers, and then the Apollo Eagles.
Yeah, I
Are
remember.
these
So that
on these are on PlayStation? Oh no, they must be on Xbox because you have
they're on
Xbox
Xbox, yes,
controller.
sir.
Okay. And then
Mhm.
have people downloaded these teams?
Yeah, I believe I want to say my Owensboro team is the highest one right now. I think last time I checked it was like 114 downloads.
Dude,
There's
that's
actually a couple
awesome.
people. Yeah, there's a couple people in town that are kind of competing with me. They got a couple couple hundred downloads themselves.
Right.
Okay.
But man, I've had people reach out to me asking if I could, they'll throw me money if I pay for them. But like you said earlier, I've had a lot of time to be able to build them, and I shit you not, one team could 4 or 5 hours easily.
Nice.
So the guys that put in the work, I know I can't think of his name right now, but I messaged him about making the team as well, and he's offering for payments, obviously, but
Yeah, that's
he's
our
putting
other
in some
approved
work
vendor,
himself.
Shane, who's pretty
Yes,
new to the
Right. Shane
page.
Steins, I
Yeah,
think
he's
it is.
blowing
Yeah.
up right now.
Good.
yeah, that
So
dude's work is crazy.
so Jacob,
Yeah.
we have a mutual friend, Ty Scott, who was
Yeah,
on the podcast. You are in a league with him, right? Is it just one league you're in?
I'm in Ty's league, the MVP Dynasty. Great group of guys, very competitive as well. And then he is also, I recruited him into my dynasty.
So
I'm doing a
what's
small
your
school.
dynasty?
My school, or my dynasty is, we're in year 3 right now. We're a small school dynasty. So basically, I googled a list of 31,000 stadium capacity or less. So
Nice. Cool.
within that 31,000, or within that amount of schools, there was about 38 schools to choose from,
Is
and
Buffalo one of them?
Buffalo is one of them. And Buffalo right now currently is playing for a spot in the national championship.
Nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
my offline and online in the dad's league is Buffalo. And it is a shitty little stadium, but I like it. It's okay.
yeah. I
So
just like I wanted to go for the smaller school vibes. To try to work your way up. I'm
yeah,
App State, and Ty is WKU.
nice. So how many people are in that league? Is it 32?
We had 32, and it slowly started to trickle down. I ended up needing some co-commission help, which we have that from a mutual user that is in Ty's league as well. If I'm botching the last name, I apologize, but it's Kevin Langley, I
Yeah,
believe so.
I think I may have talked
But
to him.
shout out to Kevin. He does great work helping us run the both leagues. So I know he helps Ty and he helps me. So shout out to
And,
that guy.
and so have you won either of those leagues or are you like in the mix or what's going on?
I actually joined Ty's kind of late. Everybody else was kind of already established. I took my Louisville Cardinals. Didn't do too hot first round. I did upset Ty though.
Nice. Yeah, he
Yeah,
talked
at
about that,
home.
which was pretty funny
Yeah,
because that's when we found out that you two knew each other. And I was like, holy shit, I know that guy.
yeah. Well, we ended up messaging, and he was a Kentucky fan. I just asked him. He said he was from Henderson, which is about a rock throw away. You step out on your front porch, and yeah, you're probably hearing it over there in Henderson. So they're about
Yeah.
25-minute drive away. And what's funny is, um, Ty ended up being from Henderson. I'm from Owensboro, and then in that same dynasty of his, we got a guy, the Michigan user. He's from Bardstown, which is right up around Louisville. And then I believe the Texas A&M user, he was either the best man in his friend's wedding, and the friend is staying in Morganfield, which is about 20 minutes away from here as well. So in that one little dynasty, we got everybody right here in the area. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I hate to have to correct you, but it's actually pronounced Louisville.
And hey, it's in Louisville, Louisville.
Yeah. So,
But
that's
if you're
pretty
from
cool. So you
Kentucky,
got,
it's Louisville. It's Louisville.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. Yeah.
So you have four of you guys that are pretty close to each other now. Has there been any talk about like meeting each other in real life?
Well, I'm supposed to be going
Gangbang.
to. We'll leave that at the home.
Yeah.
But
I know
I'm
they
supposed
bet
to.
in Ty's league. There's all
Yeah.
kinds of things that could come up.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm supposed to be going to the UK and Louisville game actually Saturday on the 30th, my birthday. I asked Ty if there's any chance that he would be able to make it, but of course he's all the way over in Colorado, so that's doubtful. But I thought it'd be cool
Yeah.
to share a little beer with him or something.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. So it's funny because I played Ty online in a friend game, and he just fucking destroyed me. I think I mentioned this. It was like 56-7.
Oof.
I was not ready. Like, yeah, these guys are playing on a different level than I'm playing on right now, which is kind of embarrassing because I got an ego. I used to be really, really good at this game, but now I got a wife, and she demands that I not be good at anything. So yeah. So
And
anyway,
you're pulling it off, dude. You're really pulling it off.
I'm holding that down. So
yeah.
all right. So Jacob, you have been on our page for quite a while now. What is it, that you like about the headquarters?
Nah, it's like how I feel like everything's connected. You're like really the only that I would be a part of that I can actually speak to and act, like besides messaging, like, I'm looking at you face to face. We're
Yeah.
communicating, I just feel like everything's connected. Everybody can share their inputs on the game, and you got a few of them that get a little butt hurt, but other than that,
Yeah, more
there's
than a
feedback.
few, but
Every time
I try to keep things in check,
yeah.
So it's
Every time
great because go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I was gonna say every time I pull up the my Facebook, it's one of the first pages, one of the first posts is from the headquarters group.
Yeah, Anthony has really put in effort. I'm a moderator as
You're
well.
actually
an admin, but
Yeah.
I don't do anything.
No.
So credit to Anthony for keeping the vibe positive
Sure.
on the
Oh, yeah.
page. It's got to be one of the only non-toxic Facebook pages out there, especially a sports or video game related one.
Yeah, it's been real important for me to try to create that culture on the page and make it to where it's fun. And this is why I really like Jacob, because he gets it. He was very generous, giving, and helps propel that culture forward, and which is just awesome. And then it's like, and then you find out that he's a buddy with Ty, but they didn't know each other prior to the page.
Right.
It's like,
not at all.
So that community of players is growing. And it's getting more tight knit, and because of that, it's actually, I don't have to do that much work anymore to try to keep shit
right. It's kind of self-sustaining.
Yeah, it's totally self-sustaining, except the fucking Nigerians.
You're right. But dude, Jacob, I know we've already talked about it, but early on when you volunteered to buy that game for the other person, like that's when Anthony and I knew, like, dude, we've got something here. There really is like community building. There's good people on this group, and you're such a good example of that, man. Thank you again for putting that together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It has been a pleasure to get to know you over the last, I don't even know how long it's been, but you've been on the page quite a while. And like I said, I appreciate the fact that you're there. I appreciate you coming onto the podcast. I appreciate the things that you bring, and hopefully soon, we can play crossplay, right? Like Xbox versus like in a friend game, can't we? Well, we'll have to do
I want to say you can. Yeah. I don't know about joining up in dynasties.
No, I don't think you could do
Hopefully
that, but I think we can
changed.
play like a head-to-head game just for fun. And that would be a good time. You'd probably destroy me, but whatever. I'm a good sport. So
Jacob, I know you had a list of topics coming in here. You said you wrote some stuff down. Is there anything else you want to get to?
Yeah, man. Well, we touched a lot of it already, but I do want to give a little shout out to my old NCAA 14 group. So
nice.
Yeah, growing up with NCAA 14, I ended up getting rid of my Xbox, and unfortunately ended up getting rid of the game too, which I'm sure a lot of us have. But I don't know about y'all, but like once a season comes around, I'm itching to play college basketball around basketball season. I'm itching to play my college football around college football season. But I ended up getting around COVID, probably like 2020, late 2020. I ended up getting an Xbox 360 and a copy of 14 back. So I ended up joining a Facebook page of NCAA 14, and ended up getting in a group dynasty with a group of guys. We had a shitty ass commissioner. If I cannot think of guy's name, but I do remember him having Florida State, and he had like these quick ass defensive ends. But that guy was a douchebag. If you're in here, man, Fuck you, dude.
If you can remember his name, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I wish we knew his name, but we
he was
ended up.
probably one of the people who reported your series.
It's funny because you were probably on. It's probably the old 14 page is the one you're talking about because that's like the largest community.
You guys?
No, that wasn't us. But I was on that page. I used to do all these written stories and stuff on there. That's kind of like where I got into it. And it would stand to reason you're probably talking about the same page. Those guys are still in business. They're just not as cool as we are.
No, not even close.
Not even fucking close.
Yeah.
No. So,
yeah.
All right. So, hey, so we have got to get to paying the bills. It's time to pay the bills. It's time to talk about today's sponsor. Alan, who is today's sponsor?
This week's sponsor is Bukkake's Japanese Biscuits and Breakfast, featuring traditional Japanese foods like tamagoyaki, onigiri, gohan, yakizakana, and more. And everything comes with a generous helping of our signature gravy, guaranteed to get all over your face. Bukkake's Japanese breakfast is so good, we know you'll come again and again.
I love it. All right. Yeah. All right, Jacob, it has been a pleasure having you on, but it is time to go. That is it for another episode of Balls Deep. Thank you.